Hello, good morning, guys. Today we are going to be looking at the Volatility 10 index, and the market is actually posing to us something different from what we are used to, which I would get to show you guys in a bit. So I want us to open our um, derive.com, derive MT5, and then let's see what is possible there in terms of what Volatility 10 has for us. So currently we are on their monthly time frame, so I would simply mark all of this and try to delete it out so that we can see the monthly chart easily. Delete all selected, good. So delete. Now, barely looking at the monthly time frame charts, we can find out that we have price, which is market. At some point in time, it gave us this low and it gave us this low. These two lows are at the same area, which we might do something like this. Yeah, something like this. So you see this low is here, this one is also in alignment with the low. Now one thing, and then we also have another thing, which is price has dropped massively. So it's only okay that we begin to expect bullish pressure, and we can see the current month is already creating bullish candlesticks. So let's look at the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame also, we are beginning to see struggles for the market to push to the upside. I've seen a bullish candlestick. This is a big rejection we have on the weekly time frame, and then we have this again at this point. So for me, I'm trying to be of the point of view that let's see how price reacts into this zone one, but then I'm beginning to be bullish on this pair, which is the Volatility 10 index. So let's go back to our main chart. So back to our main chart, this is the daily time frame, and on this daily time frame, one thing we can easily agree with is that we've been on a downtrend. And we have this area here, which is a significant point, which we could be looking out for as price to reverse at or give us reaction at. And then price plunged down, broke structures. So let's simply pick the structures that were broken to the downside. And another thing I would do is I would mark out this particular low, yes, and we would move down to the 4 hours time frame. Now on the 4 hours time frame, something is just so clear, which is the different layers of structure break that we've gotten, which is one, and this is another one. There is another one here. This is another layer of a break of structure we have gotten. So all of these layers of break of structures properly mapped out, and if we want to go a little bit further, we would say this one's this. So I don't want to mark the smaller break of structures, even if they are still important. I just want us to concentrate on what is going on here. So now what is going on here basically is something that is interesting. Now initially I was of the view that we've had a break of trend line, which is still true. We've had a break of trend line here, and we've had price break into the trend line, giving us a confirmation, gave us a rejection, broke into the trend line again, gave us a retest to the trend line, and then it's dropping. So now there are now two buyers we can have on this Volatility 10 index. One is a possibility that a change of character is on its way, which is to give a reform for a buy based off of what we are seeing on the monthly time frame, which is rejection coming from these lows. But on the 4 hours time frame, what we can see is we can see a kind of uptrend formation setting in, which is price breaking structures to the upside and retesting the zones and doing same again to the upside. So what we can do, we can go to the 1 hour time frame and let's look properly at what is going on. So initially we are anticipating price to get into these higher zones for it to react and give us kind of confirmations for sales and all of that. But then if we look at it carefully, you will see that both this level and this level were not met before price dropped to the downside. It gives us a very serious information, which is if price didn't get to these two levels, there is also a level here which price got into. All these are our psychological level, our highs. We just call them highs, so you don't get confused. So these levels basically, we expected price to get into these levels and react from these levels in a particular way and manner. But now, if you should see here, you find that the price got into one of the levels here, which is this, reacted in a particular manner and pushed up, reacted again in a particular manner, pushed up also, and still reacting in a particular manner. And at this point, we are getting some form of retracement. So, in terms of these two supports we've gotten here, the only time we can say okay, price is good to go to the downside is when this area now is broken, when we get a new level of structural break. But now the question is, am I seeing a break of structure anytime soon? I would say no. Why? Because all this zone has been broken to the upside, and this zone has also been clearly broken to the upside. So now, what are we looking out for? Or what am I looking out for? Now, if this level is being broken, we now know that we are in a sell bias. Possibilities for sales continuations to come up is quite alright and quite there. But then, when we begin to get reactions from this area here, from this area which price is getting close to, and in order to kind of take it a little bit to the lower time frame, one would begin to look for kind of another block which created a break. And if we want to look for such other block, you'll find it here hiding. So the point is, this is a very clean order block, and also this is a proper zone to look out for price rejection. You see, price tried getting there and rejected in a particular form. I could say it's preparing for a rejection. So now what will I be doing? What I would simply be doing is looking at this whole area. We've seen that when price dropped, it got into the zone, dropped again, got into the zone and dropped again, and now it's creating a little form of reversal. So we could possibly be seeing price changing character and continuing to the upside. Remember, on this time frame, we saw price on monthly time frame here giving us bullish form. So this bullish form is not ending anytime soon. The possibility of this bullish form to continue and try to clear out this high, something like that, is very possible. And this high and this zone is basically on the daily time frame, which is this zone is basically where we could consider our mitigation on the daily time frame, which is this area. So possibilities of price pushing from this point to this area becomes valid. So what are you going to be making? What will you be doing basically, or how would you catch this trade? I would simply say you wait for price to get into this zone and react from it. and let's see how price reacts when it gets here. If it gives us rejections, multiple rejections like a W pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern, and all of that, then you can be rest assured that you can take a shot for a buy. But if it doesn't do that, then be rest assured that we have to wait for price to break this level before you can take sell position. So basically, this is my bias on the volatility 10 index, and let's watch how it plays out. Do have a wonderful day, guys. Peace, one love.